Hi all. In this video we are going to know how to say greetings, right? What are greetings? Greetings mean from when we meet a person, how do we start a conversation, right? Those are normally we'll say that good morning, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. At last, good night. These are the first thing we have to know. How do we say this? Or when do we say this? What is the right time? Right? So here, good morning. If we take a very normal manner, good morning is up to 11:59 a.m. When you wake up from the time onwards, 11:59 a.m. Good afternoon for very next p.m. to you can say up to 5 p.m. Good afternoon. Good evening. You can say from 5 p.m. to I'll reveal that when do we say and how do we say here. And good night. Actually, we don't start any conversation with a good night, right? We'll go from the starting onwards. Good morning. When do we say good morning? So, as many people know that good morning, when we meet a person in the morning, we'll say good morning and we wish a good morning. Here, good morning is not only up to 11:59 a.m. I'll say good morning. You can say at any time in the day. But here is a condition that the person you are wishing good morning at any time in the day must be the first time you are meeting. If you meet a person first time in a day, you can start a good morning. It is not at all wrong, it is right. If you meet a person first time in the day at any time, start good morning. Right? And when you say once good morning, or if you meet the person second time, third time, fourth time, according to this time, you can wish again. If you have met a person in the morning, good morning, and have some conversation and departed, and after 2 3 hours again, if you meet, say good afternoon and say good evening, no problem. But if you say good morning once only once, right? And no need to say also, no problem. If you wish a person once in a day, no need to wish again. In that, good morning is total day. We can use total day if you meet the person first time, or else the second time, third time you can use this, right? Coming to afternoon. Afternoon actually we don't use it anywhere except schools. They wish each and every teacher for each and every period. Then they'll use good afternoon. And if you meet the person first time, no need to say good afternoon, good morning. Except school students. I think no one uses good afternoon. Good evening again have an important that from 5 to at any time until late night also you can wish first a good evening. If it is, if you meet the person at 10 p.m. for the first time to you have met both each other, and after wishing good evening you are going to talk over something. Then first you have to wish a good evening. Good night must be the last dialogue, last conversation between or among you. After good night, no need to say anything. It is the last thing. When your conversation is completed and going back home, then say good night and depart. But at 11 a.m., 11 p.m. also in late night, if you meet to talk, wish good evening. Right? So these are about morning, afternoon, evening, and night. And coming to three more, here I will give you how to say that. How are you? To whom we have to say how are you. To whom we have to say how do you do. And there is one more, how are things with you. Right? How are you is very informal. We ask how are you to the same age group, peer group we call, or younger than us, మనకంటే చిన్న పిల్లలు, మనతో ఈక్వల్గా ఉన్న వాళ్ళు, మన ఫ్రెండ్స్. We ask how are you and reply to the how are you, I am good, I am fine, whatever. Right? It is a reply, and we have to use this for same age group, friends and youngers, not to the elders, not to the respected people. If we say how are you, it is informal, very informal, not polite manner. And how do you do is a greeting to ask elders, respectable teachers or officials, how do you do. Then do you know how do you do reply is again how do you do. If you ask how do you do to your teacher must reply how do you do. After your teacher, you don't say again I am fine, I am good. No need to say anything. How do you do? How do you do? That's enough. Right? But how do you do is for teachers or elders, respectable positions, officials. For those we'll ask them how do you do. And the same, how are things with you, also formal. How do you do and how are things with you, also very formal. Right? So these are three more greetings, and we'll learn three more about that. Sorry and excuse me and pardon. These are three more in our spoken English, very good if you use these. Sorry, these three are not same, and most of the people think that sorry and excuse me also same. But sorry we'll use after we have done mistake, wantedly, unwantedly, knowingly, unknowingly, whatever. Mistake is a mistake. If we have done, if there is a mistake, for that reason, if we are, then we have to say sorry after mistake. Excuse me, when we are going to talk with someone, we are asking permission. May that person is in the work, and we are asking that sorry to disturb is nothing but excuse me. To get attention of the person, we'll ask excuse me. After this, it is not at all request. It is just getting attention of the person. Here is I am. Right? That excuse me. Would you please give me some time to talk? Excuse me. May I come in? Right? Before going to do mistake wantedly, we are taking permission officially with a excuse me. Right? Sorry is after the mistake, we have to say sorry. Before going to do wantedly, we are going to disturb a person, then we are taking permission to the person, excuse me. After this, when we ask may I come in, we have to wait there until the person replies that yes you may come in, or no you may not come in. Until that we have to wait. But most of the people say that excuse me and well they'll go in. They don't wait for permission of the person. It is the wrong manner. Excuse me, we have to wait and ask permission, may I come in, then wait until permission granted. After that we have to react according to the person's permission. Right? Coming to pardon me, I beg your pardon. Suppose some are speaking something, we couldn't listen or understand one of the sentences from him or her, then we don't say that I couldn't understand, will you repeat again. It is very informal. In a formal manner, the same meaning gives pardon. Pardon mean I couldn't get you, will you please repeat. It's mean, the lengthy mean comes only one word, pardon me or I beg your pardon. Then the opposite person repeats or make you understand what they have mentioned just before. Right? So these are a few in spoken English. Hope these may all be useful to you. That greetings, how to say, when to say, and asking pleasantries of other person, and to whom we ask how are you, how do you do, how are things with you. and what are the meanings of sorry, excuse me, and where we have to use, how do we use. So these all are a few in our spoken English. If you use mostly, these affect a lot in spoken English. Not actually you mean, not actually your intention to say. In that, if you add these use like some spices tastier and sounds superb, and who are going to listen your English, they mean that you are very good at English. Hope you have understood all. Hope you will use from now onwards among these a few. Of course, you are using a few and a few more, right? So we will meet again in a second video with a few more that which are useful for our spoken English and which affect our English better. Thank you all.